Welcome to my channel. Today, we're diving right into the hidden factors that are secretly messing with your metabolism. If you or someone you love is managing blood sugar, you probably think you already know the rules of the game. But what if I told you there are hidden triggers manipulating your glucose levels right under your nose? And even better, what if there's a surprisingly simple, scientifically backed solution to take control, one you can literally do right now without even standing up? Let's get right into it. So let's start by busting a really common myth. When we think of blood sugar spikes, our minds usually go straight to a big slice of cake or a massive plate of pasta. And sure, those sugary, carb-heavy foods definitely impact glucose, but they're honestly just the tip of the iceberg. The reality is, your daily habits and your environment play a huge, totally overlooked role in how your blood sugar behaves. Section 1. Beyond the sugar spike. Okay, before we even look at a single carbohydrate, we really need to talk about some surprising environmental triggers. It's fascinating, but our bodies react profoundly to the changing seasons, and each one brings its own unique metabolic stress. Think about winter, things like sitting too close to a space heater and getting a mild burn, or catching a seasonal virus. Those stress your system. Spring, you've got steroid-containing allergy nasal sprays and the extreme fatigue from antihistamines throwing off your routine. Then summer brings a 20–30% higher risk of dehydration for older adults, which physically impairs glucose regulation. And fall brings shorter days and autumn anxiety that can absolutely wreck your sleep. Every single one of these acts as a physical or emotional stressor. Well, what actually happens inside your body when you encounter these seasonal stressors? Experiencing a non-food glucose spike is literally like a car revving up way too high while struggling to slow down. Your body perceives the stress, whether it's a sunburn, a winter cold, or just a really bad night of sleep, and pumps out hormones like cortisol. This causes your internal engine to rev up, flooding your system with glucose for quick energy. But here's the catch. Because of insulin resistance, your body doesn't have the brakes to process it. The result? A massive blood sugar spike without you taking a single bite of food. Section 2. The muscle metabolism connection. Now that we know how the environment messes with our blood sugar, we need to look beneath the surface at how aging and muscle loss compound this whole problem. As we age, a lot of us face a condition that is rapidly becoming a global epidemic. It's called sarcopenic obesity. Basically, this is a dangerous combo of age-related muscle loss, which is sarcopenia, paired with increased body fat. It's a total double whammy. It drastically elevates your risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and worsening insulin resistance. And the most insidious part, you might not even notice the muscle loss if your overall body weight stays the same or goes up. To track this hidden decline, doctors actually use a specific diagnostic pathway called the EWG-SOP2 algorithm. They don't just look at a mirror. They systematically check muscle strength, usually starting with a simple grip strength test. Then they measure your actual muscle quantity using body scans. Finally, they evaluate physical performance, like how fast you walk. If those numbers are low across the board, you're looking at confirmed severe sarcopenia. So why does muscle matter so much for blood sugar? You probably just think of muscles as the biological pulleys that make us strong, but they actually act as, complex endocrine organs. When you contract your muscles, they release these crucial proteins and peptides called myokines. The problem is a sedentary lifestyle severely shuts down your body's ability to secrete them. Simply put, losing muscle means losing the exact chemical messengers your body relies on to keep your metabolism in check. It's an incredible built-in defense mechanism against diabetes, which brings us to a really crucial point. This dynamic creates a vicious cycle. Sarcopenia traps us because it reduces the very muscle tissue we desperately need to clear glucose from our blood. Chronic conditions like diabetes accelerate muscle loss through inflammation. Then that muscle loss turns around and worsens the diabetes by reducing those helpful myokines. It's a downward spiral that gets harder and harder to escape as the years go by. Section 3. The Soleus push-up solution. But hey, do not despair. Before you start worrying that you need some intense, exhausting, crack of dawn gym routine to break this cycle, let me introduce you to a secret weapon that is incredibly easy and accessible. Think about our options. Traditional high-intensity workouts are fantastic, but they require a gym, a lot of exertion, and they can be risky or downright impossible for older adults or folks with mobility issues. Enter the Soleus push-up, also known as the seated calf raise. It's a low-volume, high-frequency movement you do entirely from a chair. It is gentle, low-impact, and offers a brilliant workaround for people who just can't do heavy resistance training. Let's talk about the science behind why this tiny, subtle movement is an absolute metabolic powerhouse. It triggers something called non-insulin-mediated glucose uptake. Now, because type 2 diabetes is defined by insulin resistance, meaning the normal biological keys to unlock your cells are broken, your body struggles to absorb sugar, but when you engage the soleus muscle in your calf, it absorbs blood sugar directly from the bloodstream, completely bypassing the need for insulin altogether. It's basically like finding a metabolic backdoor. And the results of this are absolutely staggering. In a recent pilot study, individuals with prediabetes who performed sitting soleus push-ups reduced their post-meal blood glucose spikes by a massive 32% compared to when they were just sitting still. Let that sink in. A 32% reduction just from tapping your heels while sitting in a chair. Beyond just burning glucose, this movement practically transforms your calves into your body's second heart. Poor circulation is a massive risk factor with diabetes, right? It often leads to swelling and severe foot complications. Well, these simple calf raises stimulate your venous return system, actively pumping pooled blood from your lower legs right back up toward your heart. Not only does this reduce swelling, but it actually improves the cellular delivery of diabetes medications like metformin or Jardians, helping them work way more efficiently. Section 4. Take control today. So how do we turn all this amazing science into everyday habits? The absolute best part of this explainer is that you can apply this literally right now. Here's the simple protocol. Just sit comfortably in a chair, feet flat on the floor, raise your heels as high as you can while keeping your toes firmly planted, then lower them back down. That is the whole shebang. Just repeat this for 3 sets of 15 to 20 raises every couple of hours. You can do it at your desk, during a commute, or just chilling on the couch watching TV. And if you want to level up and get even better results, it's super easy to add some resistance. Just place a weighted object, like a heavy grocery bag, a thick book, or even a small dumbbell, right across your thighs. This increases the load on the soleus muscle, which prompts even greater muscle activation and calorie burn. You get maximum endocrine benefits without adding any extra stress to your joints. Ultimately, the real secret to success here is synergy. You want to pair these daily soleus push-ups with your existing health routine. Think of them as a phenomenal bridge between formal exercise and daily inactivity. They perfectly complement medications like GLP-1s or SGLT2 inhibitors. When you combine this consistent, seated movement with proper seasonal hydration, good sleep hygiene to manage that cortisol, and a high-fiber diet, you are building a highly effective, bulletproof defense against those hidden blood sugar spikes. We've covered a ton of ground today in this explainer, from the seasonal stressors secretly spiking your glucose to the real dangers of losing metabolically active muscle, all the way to a clinically proven workaround that bypasses insulin resistance entirely. Armed with all this knowledge, and knowing exactly how incredibly easy and accessible this movement is, what's stopping you from doing a seated calf raise right this very second? Try it out. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next one.